We bring in Asher Nolting now. As always, Asher, thanks for joining us. Last year, what were the feelings, I guess, coming off of last season? Were they mixed after, you had some of those big wins over Virginia and Duke, but then the conference tournament probably didn't go the way you felt. So what sort of was the feeling leaving last season?
It was, it was a tough ending of the season just for those seniors that we lost. But, it was a big step for the program because, we beat two of the top teams in the country, and we ended up beating the eventual national champs, Virginia. So that was tough to watch that game for sure, seeing those two teams in the Final Four, just knowing that we beat both of them. But no, it was a bittersweet feeling last year, just kind of having to deal with not being in the tournament and having to watch teams that we beat. I think we had 5 teams that we beat in the NCAA tournament, which is just tough to see, but we didn't take care of our job in the conference tournament, and so that's on us. But I think we came out with some positives, even though we did end up losing to Richmond in the championship. But it's definitely fueled the fire for this year.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how does that sort of impacted the vibe, the mood, through fall ball and now as you guys have started some practice here? How has that impacted things in terms of focus, motivation, looking forward now to this spring?
It just kind of puts a bigger focus on finishing the job this year. Obviously beating Virginia and Duke is it's awesome for a young program like ours, but I think that you kind of need to get to that tournament play to be able to kind of, I guess, solidify your importance to the game right now. So I think that I think with this year coming off that loss to Richmond, I think everyone worked extremely hard this offseason. Everyone came in unreal shape. Everyone came in ready to work, and everyone came in with something to prove. Kind of that we last year wasn't just a fluke with beating those two teams and then losing in the championship, but kind of finish the job this year and maybe see how far we can go.
Yeah, for sure. Personally now, how has your role sort of changed now that you're a junior, one of the older guys now on the team, right?
Yeah, it's it's weird. It's going by fast. I think that this year I kind of had, I think I've had such good upperclassmen in the past 2 years. With last year, freshman and sophomore year, I had Chris Young, who was a phenomenal leader. Helped me out a lot, and I just think that I've tried to step into a leadership role a little bit more this year, just with the younger guys, just trying to pull them along to where we already were coming into this year. And so, I think that it's definitely weirder being a junior. I still feel like I'm a freshman, but no, it's good. I've stepped in. I think that kids in my class also, we've all stepped into that role of kind of pulling the freshmen along and the sophomores along and trying to help them as much as possible.
Yeah, for sure. You from freshman to sophomore year, you upped your numbers even more after a sensational freshman season. You backed it up in sophomore year. This year as a junior on the field, what do you want to improve the most?
I think every year I go into kind of with goals, and last year I think if you look at stats, I think I had maybe the highest turnover rate in the country. It was bad, but I think that with my playing style, it's kind of a risk or reward type thing. So with that, I'm not going to try to just not turn the ball over at all. I know it's going to happen. It always happens, but just kind of reduce that a little bit just to show the importance of possession, especially with the shot clock, just the fast pace of it. Because you could have not 2 possessions of the ball and you're down 3 goals. It's just how fast it's going now. So possession is really important.
Yeah, for sure. As you look now into the importance of some of these games you got coming up here next month, over the course of the early spring, you've got Maryland, Duke, Cornell, Virginia, all in that schedule. I know there's other games in between, but sort of stacking that schedule with some really tough opponents and power programs. What's that mean to you guys?
I think last year, kind of coming off the Duke and Virginia win, we thought that we were a for sure lock to get into the tournament, and then obviously we didn't win the SoCon, so that's tough to do when you don't do that. But I think just with that schedule, it's going to battle test us early, and I think it's going to show us 1 or 2 things. I think this year I think we're looking great. So I think it's going to show that we can still play with these top teams in the country, these blue reds that have historically dominated the game of lacrosse. And so I think I'm excited to kind of have those games kind of out there early, just to kind of show everyone that last year wasn't a fluke.
Yeah, and it sounds like, just from talking to you a little bit, about some of those tougher schedules, tougher teams too. That part of maybe the reason you're there at High Point is to put High Point more on the map, maybe than it was when you came, and sort of one of those goals you have by the end of your career.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone wants to kind of leave their legacy on a program regardless, and I think that coming to a young program like this, I think I love the idea of being able to bring this program where they've never been brought before. So I think that everyone that's here right now has that goal in mind, and so that's bringing us to a Final Four or championship weekend, somewhere around there. Just kind of solidifying that all the work that we've put in and what Coach Torby's done for this program and for all of us here. So I think that a main goal for me when I came here was to take this program where they've never been.
Yeah, that's a great goal for sure. Finally, we were talking before we started here, everybody, and about your brother. You said might be even better than you. Talk your brother up a little bit here. Why is that?
I mean, I don't like to give him too much credit, but I think that I think he's been playing lacrosse for so long now. I think he's just naturally gifted at the game. But he's bigger, he's faster, he's stronger than I was. So I think that, and then on top of that, his lacrosse IQ is a lot higher than mine was at that age too. So he's kind of got the full package right now. It's up to him whether he wants to keep playing or not. I mean, I think he's pretty into basketball, but I hate to admit it, but yeah, he's going to be good at lacrosse someday if he sticks with it.
Interesting for sure. It sounds like he's a great athlete no matter what, just like yourself, Asher. Thank you so much for the time, and good luck this spring.
Thank you.